and you're just taking their head here, 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 my shoes, here, and then Coach K will yell, shot. And while you're moving it, you gotta go right into a shot. So what it's building is like heavy hand fighting and then getting right to the legs. This is what I want us to do for our welding, just to warm up. We're gonna go collar tie. We've done this a couple times now, but I'm gonna do wrist off here. I ramp, I take my chin to my chest, and I'm gonna try to wrist this off. He's got a good grip here, so to help me get this wrist off, I reach and I actually roll my head towards his wrist, just a little bit, and then wrist off. As soon as I get my wrist off, I throw this again, inside tie. Does everybody see that? So I go wrist off, inside tie. Right as soon. So I'm not holding on the wheel. I'm grabbing him to move him, right? Don't get in the habit of, oh, I got good grips and I'm just gonna be heavy. I'm grabbing now. As soon as I get this inside tie, I'm snapping. I step out of the way. I just pressure in just a little bit. Did you see what his foot did there? I pressured in and he comes just a little bit forward. That's the perfect time to snap him. So it's just a little bump. Snap him into the space. He gets up and I immediately go back into a collar tie. This time I go left side. Okay? And I'm just going to snap him again. I'm going to lean in and snap him to this side. All right? Just want you to do that back and forth. So again, double collar tie. He's really heavy on my head. Wrist, turn, chin down. Boom. Inside, snap. He gets up, bam, I meet him as he's coming up. I don't wait for him to get to his base. And I snap him again. All right, so I'm going right hand this way. I don't give him any space. Pressure, pressure, pressure. As soon as he starts getting up, my hands are on him again. And then I snap him in the other direction. Any questions on that? Just warm up as your partner, as you get moving a little bit more, move. Move, and your partner can get heavier and heavier on the head, and really now make him do the wrist off. Okay? Yep. Turn your head, come back, turn your head towards the wrist. Now your chin goes down. Boom, and immediately inside tie. Yep, and snap right away. Put our hands on him to move them. Thank you. Okay, 3, 2, 1. I got this a couple weeks ago when we were doing this drill, but I get my inside tie. It's not. I don't snap him when his weight's on his heels. I get his weight on his heels. Now watch where his weight goes next. He's going to drive forward. Right there is when I snap him. Right when it goes heel to toe, that's the perfect time to do it. It's very subtle, but if I try to do it afterwards and he's running forward, like now it's really hard to snap because he's going to be dug in here. And now I got to create space. Now I create space, it gets even harder to snap. So if we're ear to ear wrestling here, which is never a great thing, but if you can do these snaps, you'll be confident here. See where his weight is? It's on his heels. He's going to push back, and bam. He gets up. No, he's not putting his hands on me that second time. Does that make kind of sort of sense? Okay, we're going to do reward. I don't care if we're doing folk style, freestyle, or grappling. Like, you hit an ankle pick in freestyle, you may get 4. Folk style, you get 2, build up, you're in a ride. So I'm just trying to use this Weldman back and forth the collar to get weight on one of his ears. Feet, foots, and then ankle pick. So let's do the same thing again. He gets here, I grab, look in, wrist away, wrist off, snap, he comes up, boom. I do one more snap, but I'm actually going to change sides. Snap to here, and go down. Now he's going to, yeah, you see what he did? He circled towards me. This is perfect. So once he circles towards me, I just drop. This is, for me, if you want to do an ankle pick this way, off that second snap, go for it. My ankle pick comes from my left hand because I want to be heavy. I'm right hand, I want to be really heavy here. All I'm going to do is I'm going to square up. I have to bring that leg forward with my snap, which I did. It's not a penetration shot. It's just, you drop your knees. Grab the ankle. It's said like a football, and there's your 4 for folk style or freestyle. He turns, freestyle, folk style. Now I'm covering, climbing that wrist. Okay? So again, I'm going to leave it up to you how many snaps you want to do. Okay? Here, but get this wrist off. Boom. You can go here if you want. Hold on to the wrist. There's that foot. I'm punching his fist down to his foot. Grab his foot, throw the head. If you want to add it in the second one, here, wrist off, snap, snap. I'm moving now. right here is look where his foot is. I'm pulling, I'm using gravity to pull his body down. Bam, throw his head. Finish that way too. Any questions on that? So snap, snap, ankle pick. Remember this ankle pick. This hand needs a job before I ankle pick. So I'm heavy on his head. I either inside side pulling hard. If you want a lot of leverage, find the wrist. Take this wrist as you drop, shove it towards his foot. Look at what his butt just did. It's pointing to the direction I want him to go. So really take this and shove it down. Grab, throw, come up, cover the hips. Right. Any questions on that? So heavy snaps, ankle pick, collar and wrist. As soon as I get here, oh, this is great for me because like that's the foot I want off this wrist. So as we're doing this drill for a minute, when we're doing all the hand fighting, just try to find this right away and get there, okay? Set it up and get however you like to tie, underhook, just fight, boom, oh, get the wrist, bam, okay? Thank you. Make that part of your objective. See if you can, in this next minute, find the collar and wrist. You get there, ankle pick is waiting for you. For me, the bigger trouble isn't the mechanics of the ankle pick. It's reminding people, because they love to be heavy on the head, sneak that wrist, grab that wrist. You'll have it, I swear, okay? And just remember, I'm not bending over. It's not a penetration, it's just a level change to get to the ankle. If you have that head and wrist, level change, that foot's going down. So remember you really quick. So he goes collar tie here, and he has a good collar tie. He gets his elbow to my jaw. This is where it gets really hard to do a wrist off. Like if he gets his elbow right here, like I gotta go somewhere else. The wrist off is if he's strong here, but the wrist is not even that far. I can still do wrist off here. If he gets his jammed in, like, and your head's dug in, like this is really hard to find the wrist. So what do I do there? This is where I like to go over tight. So he gets dug in here or tight. I just reach over. I find his carotid or his ear. You don't have to be shy about it. It's wrestling. Here, but I'm getting a deep bite. Now watch. I take his head and bring it to his bicep, and I'm heavy, heavy, heavy on his head. Okay? This is the way I kill a deep collar tie. So he grabs. I'm like, I don't think I can wrist off. Boom. See, I'm breaking his posture with his head. And I'm crowding him because I don't want him to let go here. All right? Simple thing to do. Y'all know who Sarah Hildebrand is? Mm-hmm. Look her up if you don't. She's awesome. Now, I'm a right leg lead. I need to mirror Nazir's stance to do this. I think you know what we're going to do here, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. I need to step, get to an open stance, hand, thumb on the outside. Not this way. You might be able to do it this way, but you're going to crowd yourself. Thumb on the outside. I'm just going to give Nazir a little bit of a bump. As soon as I see the weight come on the balls of his feet again, slide by. Okay? Now, I guarantee you, if this person's wrestled for any amount of time, they're going to try to hit the brakes here, right? They're not going to just let me, and as soon as I start to feel Nazir hit the brakes, trick, okay? If you think this is like just a trick move, again, watch Sarah Hildebrand or even Helen Morales. World elite team members, they hit this all the time. And I guarantee the people that are wrestling, the ladies that are wrestling scout this, and they still can't stop it because we all like to be heavy on the head, and that's what sets it up. He gets super heavy on my head, and his elbow's in, right? He's sucking me in ear to ear, and I'm like, I cannot get to this wrist to wrist it off. Reach over. Don't be shy. Deep jugular, deep ear. Either one. I like the jugular. I just make a little bit of space, and I'm crowding him again. And I'm going to start pressuring as soon as I get the weight on the balls of his feet. Thumb to tricep. Slide. I grab his clavicle because he's going to try to circle back. Trip. I'm good. That wakes me up. Like I said, I'm neurodivergent. You're more than welcome to do that. I love it. So here, thumb out. Again, I start this way. I can't slide this way. I'm sliding them right into me. I got to go open stance. Boom. Any questions on that? Over tie slide by with a trick. It's good stuff. Good for Folkstyle, great for freestyle, great for grappling. You're gonna sit them right down. All right, give it a shot with your partner. 3, 2, 1. I know I'm not gonna be able to wrist off. This is just a great way to get the hand off too, right? So he grabs really strong, and he knows I'm pulling here. Hands off. All right, now I got a collar tie. Guess what I'm gonna do with my collar tie? I'm gonna start back into my Weldman and try to go ankle pick. If he keeps it on though, and like I get heavy here, and I start my slide by, and I don't get it, I'm like, I've cleared a tie. I've already created an angle. So I may not do a perfect slide by, but if he grabs, and I get hit, see, it's gotta be heavy on his jugular. Grab again. Get in your stance. Get in your stance. Grab. I'm breaking his posture. It should be uncomfortable for him. If I miss the slide, we just let go, I'm back to snapping them down again, going for the ankles. Does that make sense? So this slide is a nice way just to clear, attack while you're clearing a collar tie. And maybe setting something else up. Just do 1 or 2 more and we'll live wrestle. Hey, it's wrong. But I just don't feel like I'm gonna win here. But if I get here or here, I can still be heavy and mobile. He's got his foot to come forward. That's what I want. So we'll do a little bit more of this here in a second, but I do want to warn you, this wrist, it's not a tie. I need all my younger wrestlers to listen to this too. I'm not calling anybody out. I'm not saying it's this class, but I've seen young wrestlers, they get this wrist and they're just holding on to it. You see this a lot in jiu-jitsu actually, just hold on to it. They hold on to it. Oh, I got your wrist. What can you do? The other way. Go the other way. Yeah. Yep. So if Nazir gets on my wrist, and he starts to reach for my head, if he's just hold on to my wrist, all I'm gonna do, remember, I'm gonna pressure in, circle away. I just give Nazir a bump. If my head is on this side, I gotta go that side to attack the leg. It's hard to get to this leg because he can down block with his shoulder. I gotta go that way. So I'm just gonna give him a bump, pressure in, circle away, right there. So if you're like me and you do like this position, you can't stay here. This is why we do that Weldman drill. I may fake, but I'm going to come back and snap over on this side. And then I may come back here. I'm not just hanging out here. Because if he's good, he's going to pressure in with his head, circle away, and bam, he's on me. All right, let's do that one just back and forth really quick. I just want you to get with your partner. Find this. I want my ankle pick, but I'm just hanging out too much. Boom. Yep. One way you can finish this, the way I like to finish it, so he's grabbing my wrist here. If I go this way, I'm going duck. I'm going to go backside high crotch. So here, my head comes right behind his knee. Not here, right behind his knee. And I actually pivot and face forward. See how that brings his knee to the mat? And then I can shell and start building. That's a backside finish for a high crotch. So try that, have him get on your wrist and just hold it. So you can go right to a duck, backside finish. Thank you. 3, 2, 1.
You set yourself up for a cross face.
If you want to try that.
So if you do a single, you want your head on the inside.
Nice. Yeah, you can go body lock too. But actually works in MMA.
Yeah.
If you're tied up and just like here, right? You can. If they start to make space, boom.
Yeah.
Right away. Yeah. Nice, Will. Yeah. Hey, freestyle season later. Right away. That's what's nice about
Yeah.
I'm just going to try to get elbow deep.
What happens if, say, you're getting if you're swinging up on your wrist?
Yes.
What's the stop you from just going there as soon as you start?
Well, you have to change levels. That's why I prefer not to go body lock, because you got to watch that. But if I can grab your wrist instead of, yeah, change levels, penetrate. If I can change levels and penetrate. So everybody, we had a really good question over here. That's a good question. So if I get here, Jack was like, well, what's going to stop me? What's going to stop Jack from going under? Well, you're right. That's why there's a risk here if you don't level change and penetrate. If you just go body lock, they can try to fire the underhook, right? But if I level change and penetrate, as soon as he grabs my wrist, if I get low, it is going to be really hard to find that underhook. because I'm going low and through. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But if I'm slow here, if I'm just like, if I just try, yes, yep. Now I gotta fight all that off, okay? Yes?
Can you clear and go into a double?
You can. So the other way you can do this, if you don't want to go backside, I'm old and weak, so I want to go backside because I'm not in danger there. I guarantee you. Ask me how I know. I'm probably not going to be able to lift Jack off here on a double, but if you want to try double, I'm going the same way. Just boom, and then now I got to get up right away and run down. Great question. If you love your double, this is another entry into the double, but you got to get there. Where you want to pinch, I get on a double, it's not here. You want here, and I'm squeezing the legs together, below the hips, right below the butt. I have 2 knees on the ground because I'm talking right now. You don't want to be doing your double with 2 knees. You got to be ready to drive. If I get here, he's going to chest wrap me when I'm on 2 knees. This is bad. So as soon as I got to look and start driving. Move. The way I would probably get Jack down, since he's bigger and stronger than me, watch what I do with my head. I'm going to go here. I'm still cutting an angle to the back side. I'm not trying to come up with him. Are you here? You see how I broke him down that way? Are you good? Started pivoting and looking towards his back. So if you're having trouble lifting off the double, get here and just start doing this. Tie up their legs, they're gonna go down. Great question, great question. Let's do a couple more. No more questions? Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Let's do a couple more. I'll do one more round, and I'll let you go because I know it's Sunday. Can I borrow you really quick? The other option is they get heavy here. You're like, I can't quite reach for my overtie. We covered this last week. I'm gonna go elbow, deep, up by the tricep. And now I just get heavy, 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 heavy. Low single. Okay, we covered that last week if you wanna try to experiment with that. So you have an overtie, you have wrist off, and you have elbow. All off of them collar tying you really heavy with the right hand, which people tend to do because most of us are right-handed. So you have some options there. You can go right into an attack. Thank you. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. 1 minute.
He's taller than you. Oh, you get him out there.
Let me know if you need a partner. Go. Okay, ready? I like that move. I like it. I like that in my elbows.
Watch the wall.
I felt the body lock.
Yeah.
I go for the choke too much. Yeah. I know if you try to lever me over, I get spread out.
Yeah.
Hey, time! Okay. Any questions about what we covered? Any observations? Hey, we're gonna have some cold plunges.